All right, and we are live. Welcome to our Set the Pace. We are here almost every Monday, and we talk about different topics. The topic that are connected to health and empowerment, and all kinds of good things for us to be able to set the pace for maybe the day, for the week, for the month. And today we're going to be talking about microbiome, just like we've talked about the last month, but it's the first day of our microbiome reset of our 30-day challenge. And I invited our dear raw chef Carla, and she said yes again, which I'm so
Oh,
excited. Thank you so much for being here with us. She
thank
was
you for
here for
having
our
me.
last challenge. We had a first challenge in the beginning of the year, which was the metabolic reset challenge. It was 30 days as well. And we took a little break, and then now kind of marrying it with the springtime, kind of spring cleaning, kind of. We are marrying the spring cleaning with the microbiome, which is also a cleanse. So, welcome, Chef Carla. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you
then
for
Teddy
having
and
me.
Christina are here also.
Yay.
They're here all the time
And
with
this
me. I'm
is
so
no
grateful.
and this is no April Fool's joke.
This is a real one.
This
Well,
is
happy
the
April
real.
Fool's Day. Oh, I could have announced that I'm like pregnant or something, which can be very believable,
Oh my God.
but I'm not. Okay, so let's get started. I invited Chef Carla to speak today, especially because of her own personal story. And I know that microbiome and gut health is one of her favorite topics to talk about, and kind of what made her do what she does today, which is she's a raw vegan chef. So, Chef Carla, I would love for you to share a little bit about your story and what is the connection with the gut health that you have.
Sure. Um, so actually, it was due to my mom that I am where I am today, and my mom is who inspired me to eat the way I do. She actually found raw foods before. My mom is a nutritionist, so she's always been really tapped into food, and I grew up being somewhat more mindful of what I ate. And I'm very grateful that she was so pushy and strict when I was a kid. um, but then in 2004, we moved from Brazil to the US, and my mom was experiencing a very deep depression. And she was taking medication for it, but nothing was really working much. And then in 2006, she went on a lecture with Dr. Brian Clement from Hippocrates Institute in Florida, where he's talking about raw foods. And she didn't have the idea of what the concept of raw foods was, but she thought that everything he shared made sense. So mind you, this was what, 2005, 2006. People were not talking about the gut brain connection like doctors are talking about now. So my mom started eliminating processed foods and eating less sugar and eating less bread. Even though we ate well at home, we liked eating bread, we liked sugar, we still ate some dairy. Um, so she learned about raw foods and she decided to just dive deep into raw foods. And after she came and visited me, I was living in California at the time. She came to visit and made so many amazing recipes. And I was just in awe of the creativity, really. You could just put together so many simple ingredients and just have so many creative and delicious dishes that I decided to try it for myself. So I saw my mom get better and just have more energy and just more disposition for life. And then I went through, well, initially was just supposed to be 7 days of raw foods that I challenged myself. And in that week, I was feeling so energized and my digestive system started working so much better. And it's so interesting because I thought I ate well. And then you go from here to here, and you're like, wow, I didn't know this was possible. So I wanted this all the time. So that's when I started just wanting more and more raw foods. And that's how my journey began. And this was in 2008, March 2008. It's been 16 years.
Amazing. I think also you're talking. I'm going to pick up on some points. The Hippocrates Institute has been such a blessing in my life too. So I ended up doing their holistic nutrition course as well, and I'm very much in love with the all things nutrition, right? So back in the day, I remember hearing when I was about to decide what I was going to go to college for, and I mentioned it to my family. I was like, I think I want to be like a dietitian, a nutritionist, right? I was in Brazil at that time, and they were like, no, no, that was not the profession to go for, okay?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make money. Because
Yeah.
everything you have to choose. She was like, you're going to be a doctor, an engineer, or um, and I remember now, like now we've been talking about this, and I think I know it's one of the most important professions. It is one of the most valued profession right now, I think.
Yeah.
There were people are searching for answers, a little bit more individualized programs and things that really make the person not only adhere to new habits but keep the habits. So it's re-educating their palate, right?
Mhm.
And that's a
Yeah.
lot of what you do. And it has to do with the microbiome. Like you said, you can't, once you know what it's like to feel that way, you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
um, like you know what it's like to feel horrible after you eat certain things that your body just works so hard to process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's lacking nutrition, it's lacking all the good things. Does it mean that you don't do it any, like, ever? Like how is it for you to, like, these days?
So I love that question because I think it's so important to be transparent, and it's so important for us to be so loving and caring to ourselves. So I feel like my journey started because I didn't like my body. I hated my body, just the typical teenager. And now looking back, it makes me so sad that I wasted so many years of my life just feeling that way about myself. And now I do this because I love my body, because honestly, this is the only thing that I own. And we don't think about it that way, right? So I feel like caring for ourselves needs to come from a place of love. And then the reason I'm saying this is because for so long I was very strict on my raw vegan diet. And then I realized that that was also not serving me, because you need to learn how to be flexible. Um, I think the hardest part with raw vegan food is that it's not always that you can find it everywhere else. So I started making my own food, and I was constantly in the kitchen and constantly making it, and which was fine because I love it. I know it's in my food. I enjoy eating at home. But if you stray away from that, then you're now stressed. And that's where I found myself stressed about not having raw foods available for me, for example. So one day I decided to peel my label and just go with the flow. And I love it. I feel like my relationship to food has improved so much more. I still eat mostly a raw vegan diet. I still love making a smoothie every day. I try my best to drink green juice every day. I slack also. I'm obviously not perfect. Some weeks I don't make green juice because I'm lazy and I just don't get myself in the kitchen. And I learned to love myself through those times as well. And then when I do it, I'm like, oh, I love it. I want to do more of it. So I am more flexible. I am vegan. I don't eat animal products. Um, I try to eat as much organic as I can. But, when I go out to a restaurant, I am okay eating certain things that maybe I wouldn't eat at home. That's when I have my fun. And I think it's okay because I'm feeding my soul. So but I have found my balance. So I think that's important, especially when we're talking about gut health, because a lot of people, they don't want to be strict, and they want to do, oh, I'll eat healthy Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll just go wild. And I kind of disagree with that because if your microbiome is out of balance, you do need to be strict for a while in order to get everything going again and to get your healthy bacteria back in your gut and to get rid of the bad bacteria. And then you can start being more flexible, because from that point, your body is stronger to handle certain things. So that's my point of view.
Oh, I love it. I think we all relate to that, because of the way, well, I think for me, a similar story. When I came to the US, I was here with no parents, so there was no parent guidance, and there is a lot of the culture that's been instilled in that at that time, at least for me, was the skinnier the better.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's where I learned some of the horrid things that happen when, not all colleges, but when you go to college. That's what I saw. I guess it even starts earlier because of my experience of listening to my new American friends, right? And we're all young at that time, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we would have like parties in the bathroom after we ate." To yeah. So and I was like, did that together, and they were like, "Yes," and it was like a normal thing. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But then I was in it. I was part of it. So then this is what we do. And you definitely, I wasn't kind to my body at all. And then I learned the hard way. So then I got the diagnosis of pre and stage 1 cancer cells in my cervix. And then that was my wake up call. And it was like, so this is it, and I was pretty young. It was my early 20s.
Wow.
And that was the result of me living that lifestyle that was not loving, that was not nourishing, that was not sustainable, that was hurting because of maybe societal standards. But now that we know better, I have a daughter too. Christina has 2 daughters. Teddy has 2 daughters. I think my biggest goal is for her to do exactly what you said, just to have this self-love that's so infinite that she doesn't have to go through that unkind experience,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you lead by example, and obviously if you're eating clean and if you're feeding your kids that too, that they're going to get used to that. That's what they know. Right? Like, I'm so grateful that my mom never allowed for sodas or Cheetos or ultra processed foods in the house. I still ate Oreos from time to time and, unnecessarily, but I'm so grateful I was never addicted to Coca-Cola, which I don't even understand why it's considered a food product. Like, it's insane to me, but I'm so grateful that was, the mindset in my house. So I never needed to go through detoxing from that and, not being addicted. So yeah, kids, they learn.
Sodas are the worst. I definitely, kind of banned that in my house for my kids as well. And interesting enough, they like my kids didn't even know what a ding dong was until they were about 8 years old.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Good for you. Yeah. For the older people born in the late 1900s, they know what a ding
know what
dong
it is in Portuguese, Carla. You know what Ana Maria is? The bolinho?
No.
Ana Maria is like this little the long one, right? Is that the one?
It's like a Twinkie. So the ding dong is a chocolate covered disc, and it's a chocolate cake with white cream in the middle, and it's chocolate coated, and it's wrapped in foil. So that's So in America, that was we again, the feral generation grew up with Twinkies and ding dongs and Captain Crunch. Basically, that was the diet that I lived on, and again, trying to the first as a kid growing up, we survived on that stuff. But like Pam, I ran into health issues in my 20s. I had all these, yeast infections and bladder infections and depression because my diet consisted of processed box foods, because again, that was all I knew. And even, living off of top ramen and cup of noodles, and so yeah, making these changes, I'm grateful that again I discovered them in the second half of my life too, because I definitely revived my health as well. I too had a precancerous condition that Pam had, same thing. And I had it twice, and I was able to clear it up naturally, and happy to say that, I'm in my 50s now, and I'm not on any kind of medication for anything. I have no, cholesterol's good, thyroid, all this. And it just seems like, again, people in my age group are running, they start to have thyroid issues. That's like the huge thing for women right now. Well, that's related to the endocrine system. And, we're going to cover some things about detoxing today, right? So it's all about getting your system in balance and supporting it. So
yeah, totally. And I think one of the main things that we actually talked about this in January, I asked everybody, what is your word for this year? And I continue to keep reminding myself, my word is sustainability. And it's not sustainability in relation to planet, which yes, that is already, it's a given that we're going to even talk about it, green cleaning today. It's Earth Day, right? After tomorrow or tomorrow? It's Earth Day? No, on the 22nd. So in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So sustainability in a sense where today I can say it's sustainable for me to make some choices that sometimes aren't the best choices, just like Carla said, and go back to what I know is good, to what I know is nourishing, to what I know is for life, not against it, right? But yes, I will do certain things that I know, I consciously know that is not the best thing to do, but I have the tools to get myself back to that space, to that place, mentally, physically. And so talking about microbiome composition, just to go back, right, to a ideal microbiome. For most people, it's said that it's about 1 to 2 months. That's why when I decided to say it's a microbiome reset, it takes about a month, because the way that we are doing it, we're giving the body a lot of different nutrients and a lot of different tools for it to be able to reset faster. So we're kind of accelerating the process. You can do it in a month and you will feel absolutely different. But Dr. Carla, that came here before, and she comes here weekly, she taught us about the microbiome, and what you feed it is what it asks for more, right? So if you, the little soldiers, it's so cute because she teaches kids. So every time she teaches here, we get to understand in a such an easy way. So the little soldiers you're feeding. So if you're feeding your broccoli soldiers and your strawberry soldiers, that's what the body's gonna ask for, right? So if you're feeding it the sodas and the cakes and the sweets, that's what's gonna crave. So even if you're doing the transition for ourselves, not just for children, you start adding the good stuff, even if it's still being fed with the not so good stuff, still you're adding a little bit of different soldiers that will start proliferating your microbiome, and then eventually will ask for that a little bit more, right? So you have to do transitions because life happens. And I've said this every single set the pace, like life happens, right? So we know what we need to do, but life happens. So I'm going to share some slides here with you. The first one is the foundational medicine one. So I'm going to share my, let me see, share. There it is, share screen. So I'm going to share my whole entire screen because it's not uploading on the thing. So you can see my entire screen. This is, can you see this? Yeah. The foundation of life. So I just want to share this really fast.
Something else. No, we're seeing the
Instagram
studio, the StreamYard link is showing up.
I don't want to share that.
Yeah, we're seeing your Instagram page.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was the Instagram.
let me try that again. I think you're gonna be able to see it now. Can you see this?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, great. Yes. Thank you. All right, the foundation of life. So Dr. Gabby came here last week, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up a little bit more because of the fact that in Brazil, we don't have all the products that we are lucky to have in the United States, this was created through, we did it in 2021. And it is talking about the biological terrain, which is connected to foundational health. So we're not talking just about, we talk about like functional medicine and holistic medicine, but it's not that, it's foundational. So we work on the root of everything for everything else that is connected, right? When it comes to this diagram right here: eating right, proper nutrition, movement and metabolism, rest and managing stress, reducing toxicity, that's what the main topic is, healthy home, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. This is the protocol that I've gotten messages from other people asking me, can you talk a little bit more about some of the oils? And because people have oils in their homes and they want to know how they can use them. So this is one of the ways that I highly recommend people to get started, which is a very basic lemon and water. Okay. So this is a way for you to cleanse the body daily. Your body does that by itself. But if you give extra tools for it to do the job, it makes things accelerate and makes things even better. It potentializes that effect. Zendocrine is one of my favorite blends to do dry brushing. That and MetaPower blend. So for lymphatic drainage, it's amazing for that too. And Zendocrine, like the name, right? Endocrine, it is for that support with the endocrine system, especially connected to urinary tract that has kidneys, right? And also with your digestive system. It has cilantro in there as well, juniper berry. So very incredible to cleanse the body. And this is how you use. So the use is on the bottom right there. You can take a screenshot of this. And Adaptive is probably one of the most popular blends we have, especially after the pandemic. It is mental health blend support kind of blend for you to have that mental health support. And you can use it as perfume because the scent is so good. Like the aroma of these essential oils are so good. And it has copaiba in it. I posted today on my stories about copaiba and cannabidiol. I just flew from Hawaii to Brazil. I landed this morning. And that's one of my reset tricks. I do copaiba under my tongue. Adaptive is only for topical use. But if you have copaiba, you can add, it's on the second slide right here. You can add it. I take a couple drops under my tongue for the cannabidiol that's in there. So it keeps me calmer, gives me that feeling of like resetting, and then I can go on to sink into the time zone here and go on with my day. So it's cellular repair, frankincense, super powerhouse right there. In Brazil, we have the 5 ml bottles. We don't have them in the United States unless you get the family kit that only has the frankincense but not the copaiba. So if you're wondering, and that's how we recommend to use to get started. Okay, so I like to do the little thumb stamp on the roof of my mouth with any of these oils. So I love doing that type of delivery system. And the MetaPower Advantage is something that we've talked about almost every week here, and I'll keep bringing it up. And this is a game changer also for the digestive system. So collagen has a whole lot to do with your gut microbiome. So this is a very simple protocol. Okay. So this is one of the protocols that, yes, you could be using. And Christina and Teddy, did you want to add anything to that? Some of the uses of the oils that I showed, what you do in your home with those?
No. Yeah, go ahead, Teddy.
Okay. So I actually like to do, I've gotten into this routine of using the Zendocrine oil pretty much daily on the bottom of my feet. I do a drop of that and a drop of melaleuca and the tea tree, right? And that's kind of been again, I go through cycles where I have my, favorite oils, and I just have been feeling like it just sets my day up when I do the tea tree and the Zendocrine oil on the bottom of my feet. So. Go ahead, Christina.
Yeah, I was just going to say that these are all really powerful, and there's been a lot online also about detoxing and lymphatic drainage, and I think it's important to say that the lymphatic system isn't one that can, it's not one that has its own ability to circulate. Does that make sense? So it's like we need to do the work for it. You know, a heart pumps, a lung breathes. The lymphatic system doesn't drain normally. It just goes into the nodes. So it's up to us to make sure we're massaging them and helping the body clean itself by making sure the nodes are massaged and drained correctly. So there's tons of videos online if you don't know what I'm talking about. Make sure you
Well,
explore it.
exercise and movement, again, adding to that, exercise and movement, you know, jumping helps get that lymphatic flow, you know, going. So, and again, I like to actually, I surf a lot when I'm in Hawaii, and I just feel like the water, the compression of the water is, you know, sort of, you know, obviously there's ions and everything, and the salt is just so healing for the body. But yeah, getting in the water is also good for, you know, and, you know, Pam can probably attest to this with the ice bath plunges, which is, you know, kind of a different topic. But yeah, the compression of the water helps, you know, stimulate as well lymphatic flow to get things moving through the body.
Yeah, and the reason why, that's just like Christina said, I say this when I teach yoga. I always remind people, you do the movement because your body can't detox your limbs on its own. So it is important for you to move. And just by a lot of the somatic healing that has become really popular now, you can just start moving, start jumping. You know, that's some of the movement that. And for folks that can't move, my grandma couldn't move, couldn't jump. We just grab her legs. That's part of our aroma touch technique system. That's what we do. Part of it is to shake the legs. Do you guys remember that part? That we shake the person's legs to be able to get the lymphatic movement.
Getting that shaking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Good point.
So I'm gonna share another piece of some info here so we can all follow together. We have now the cleanse and restore, the full system, right? So I showed you an alternative if you don't have access to that, okay? So we've talked about the importance of getting rid of toxicity. I'm gonna go really fast through the slides until we get to the product slides. Wild orange, grapefruit, any of these citrus oils, you can add doTERRA only, okay? I'm speaking for doTERRA. It's a edible grade. You can add to your water. Make sure you add to glass and not plastic because of the petrochemicals in the plastic, and the essential oils have the power of dissolving those, which you want to do to your body. But if you do it in a plastic cup, you end up drinking that, and you don't want that. That defeats the purpose, okay? So use glass. And even when you're talking hormone balance, it's recommended that, especially women, we don't use plastic. So stick to glass as much as you can, or stainless steel. So I do my drops of oils in there every day, and I drink it throughout the day. Okay. Chef Carla is going to give us a recipe later. She kindly going to share some of her magic. And this is the way that you do the cleanse in the US. So if you are in the US and you have access to it, this is called Cleanse and Restore. And there is a 30-day plan. We started today. So today was day 1 of the Cleanse and Restore. And we take all of it except the GX Assist, which is the right side on the top, the red label one. Okay. So we're taking that every day, and the green label as well. The top, the ends, the right and left. So the end one, we're just going to take at the end of the last 10 days of the cleanse. And the red label one, we're going to take in the day 11 is the day 10 is when we start. So we have it for 10 days as well. Okay. So you basically get all of our vitamins and minerals. You create a base. That's why I feel like if you did a metabolic reset, it was a perfect base for you to be able to do this, perfect foundation for you to be able to do the cleanse. And then you go into the GX Assist, which has caprylic acid in it too. And it basically, it's a purifier. It goes in and kind of cleans everything. It feels really good, but it's not like the type of cleanse that you run to the bathroom all the time. Okay, so you're still eating normal meals as much as you can to the best of your ability. Try to eat healthier, try to eat a little bit more whole foods, and healthier, I say, is homemade food that is not packaged. It's pretty easy. So like unpackage less and peel more. So if you're using more fresh fruits and vegetables, that's a better way of eating. And powerful probiotic defense formula. It is the Probiome now, which is an even a more enhanced formula of the probiotics, and it has a double encapsulation delivery system. So you want that beneficial bacteria to travel all the way through the gut and arrive intact in the small intestines where you want it to release, right? So that's where it's released and that's where you want it. And DDR prime stands for DNA damage repair, and that is also filled with frankincense that I just mentioned in the other protocol. So the king of oils, very, very powerful. And you're going to take this every single day for the entire program, okay, 30 days. Xendocrine complex and xendocrine soft gels are different. So the complex are botanicals, and you have 14 botanicals in here, including psyllium husk, safflower petals, and milk thistle, very connected there to the liver cleanse and also kidney cleanse and colon cleanse. And the soft gels are essential oils. So it's just a different version of the essential oil blend. So it has the same essential oils that the cream blend has that I use for dry brushing in a soft gel. So some people love having the capsules because they prefer to swallow caps. And some people love to have the oil and just drop it in their mouth or drink it with water. So whichever way you decide to do it, you're getting all the benefits of it from it. And lemon essential oil, like I mentioned, lemon in water. And the Terrazyme is our enzymes. So 10 different enzymes there for you to break down all the foods that we eat, carbs, protein, fats, and so on. This is the plan for 30 days. So you start ticking the boxes, right? The first days that we are in right now, you're gonna add all of them except those 3 right there on the very almost to the bottom. Okay, and then on day 11 you add the GX assist, and on day 21 you add the PB assist and the DDR prime. Okay, so that's the only little switches that we have there. I got a question in the group today. We have a private group in WhatsApp that is dedicated to our challengers, and you can ask questions. You have support there. We post different types of information in there. We do giveaways weekly. So I'm about to post the first giveaway today, later today. And you can, if you're in the group, you can participate. And I encourage you to do that because then you add a little bit more of your own magic into the group too. We have this group, and we had a question today. She asked, do I need 2 bottles of Terrazyme? Because it says here up to 5 a day. So up to 5 a day, meaning you can take up to 5 a day, but I would say you don't need to. I'll go for 1 per meal, like main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that bottle will last you for the entire time. Okay, there's 90 capsules in the Terrazyme bottle. Okay, so you only really need 1. If you are a doTERRA customer already, you already have access to 25% off, and you get free shipping with 100 PV order. So this kit will give you not only the free shipping, but also you get a free gift with 150 PVs. And this month you also get the product of the month. And if you are in the referral program, everyone is. If you're a customer, you have a link. So when you log into your account, there is a link there, and people buy through that link, they get 25% off. You get doTERRA dollars as a thank you from doTERRA for referring doTERRA to your friends. So you can use that cash to buy your own products. Okay. And we have 3 types of memberships. We have the customer, the sharer, and the builder. So customers, we're customer obsessed. So we take care of our customers really well. And that is the foundation of everything that we do. In doTERRA, we are 85% customers in our world of doTERRA. There are over 13 million members of doTERRA worldwide now, and 85% of all of those are customers. Sharers are the ones that share the love and get the referral link out, so they're considered sharers. And builders are people that do what I do, that Christina does and Teddy does. Chef Carla is a sharer, so she shares from her heart. She uses it, she loves it, and people have used her link to get doTERRA products before. So this is a way for you to share the love, and it's quite simple and natural to share this way. Any questions or any comments on that, girls? Good. I'm excited to do the I'm started today, even though I'm traveling. I got my things in. I took it in today, and I'm like, yes, I'm ready to roll with this. And I feel it working.
I'm traveling as well, starting tomorrow for 10 days. And same thing. I'm, like you, I divided all the supplements into little, I have the pill box, the little vitamin box. And yeah, I started this morning, and again, my morning smoothie, it was similar to what Carla eats, every day too. I add a little bit of greens to it, chia seeds. But again, I like your meal plan that you sent out, Pam. So I am going to eliminate dairy, for a few days, right? You'd want to take a break from dairy and eggs. And again, it's optional, but I like to do that just to kind of reset and give my digestive system a break. So
I was muted. So I made a meal plan available for the group, and that's something that we do every challenge. And you don't have to follow it; it's optional. Everything is optional, right? Nobody's going to force you to do anything. But I think if you're going to commit for 30 days, you have a grocery list. You go get everything ready, and you're ready for the week. And you have to think. There are 4 weeks of meals every single day, every meal. There's recipes connected to it too. So it's easy. It's a no-brainer. So I try as much as I can to get all of the obstacles out of people's way to be able to make it happen. And if you're traveling, again, I hear this sometimes, oh no, I'm traveling, so not a good time. If for me, traveling would be a reason why I don't do things, I wouldn't be doing anything for real, because I'm traveling all the time, So get to it.
And actually, like I've gotten into the habit too. I've been traveling a lot. Like it's actually really easy to bring, chia seeds. It's like chia seeds, walnuts, that stuff. You don't need to refrigerate it, right? Get the protein powders. All that stuff is semi easy to travel with, especially if you're staying in a hotel room. Because it's all shelf stable. Right? That's the word I'm looking for. It's shelf stable, it needs no refrigeration, and then wherever you're at, then you can add by getting fresh greens or fresh berries. And again, I don't travel with a blender. So then I will go to a local health food store and look up a green juice, or like the Suja brand that Pam has mentioned in the past. That Suja brand, you can get that at Costco, or again, different health food stores, they have a pretty good green juice. And then I will just, again, add that to, a shake or, a yogurt or something like that. So.
Amazing. Yeah. Just take things with you. Can you see this image? Am I on mute?
Oh, no, we see it. That's
Can you
amazing.
see?
Yes, we see
I
it.
can see you when I'm sharing my screen. So you said when you're staying at a hotel, I'm lucky enough where I have my sweet friends here. We all work together too in doTERRA, and they host me. And Fabiana is my lovely friend here. This is her picture. I'm at her place right now, and this is her result from doing the last challenge. So I find that so amazing. This is,
Yeah, that is amazing.
This is 30 days.
Is that the Meta Power? That's with the Meta Power Advantage, right? The 30 days? Is that, or did she do it longer than 30 days?
She did it for the time of the challenge, and she's keeping it up. So she looks beautiful. She's looking better and better. She had a spine injury all through this time. Like, it was amazing what she's done. Her skin, like you can tell, she's like, it's completely different. So I'm gonna keep sharing this. And Christina's gonna talk a little bit about, before that, Chef Carla, do you want to share a recipe with us now?
Now, on the spot.
Or you want a little more time and then you
I can do a recipe. So one thing that I have done for my microbiome is include fermented foods. So I think that's a great way to include probiotics into the diet. And it can be so simple and it can be very affordable. Nowadays, you can even purchase it. Um, One thing is that when you go and purchase something like kimchi or sauerkraut, you want to make sure that it's not pasteurized, because if you pasteurize it, then you're killing all of the beneficial bacteria. But you can make sauerkraut at home, and all you need is chopped cabbage and salt and a glass jar. It's this simple. So I think I enjoy simplicity, and I find that that's just, it makes our lives easier and it makes it more approachable, right? Especially for somebody who's starting. So I've been making my own sauerkraut for so many years now. And all you have to do is chop cabbage, put it in a large bowl, make sure that everything is cleaned, including your hands. Um, and then you're going to put salt and massage the cabbage really well until it reduces and releases a lot of the water. And then you're going to put that into a glass jar and just press it to make it very compact and make sure that all the cabbage is underwater. If you need to add a little bit more water, do so. I like the clip top jars. And you're going to set it on your countertop away from direct sunlight for about 7 days. It's that simple. And in 7 days, your cabbage will have fermented and you will have sauerkraut. And you can get creative. You can add spices, you can add herbs, you can add other vegetables to it. But it's that simple. And if for those people that are a little afraid, in the beginning, when I used to add a probiotic capsule to my cabbage to ensure that you're getting all the good bacteria. So you can just open the capsule and drop the powder inside and mix it in. So that way you already have a starter culture, but it's not necessary. So I think eating fermented vegetables is so beneficial for gut health. And if you don't do that on a daily basis or a regular basis, I suggest starting small, because it can get you a little bloated in the beginning. So maybe start with a tablespoon, throw it in your salad, eat it as a side, and then you can increase it from there. So I've gone through a gut reset, and that's something that I did, just adding more and more fermented foods every day. And I got rid of a rash back in the day just with a microbiome reset protocol.
I love it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the kimchis too have MSG in it. So my husband is Korean and loves kimchi. So kimchi is a thing at home. Even my kids eat it, even though it's spicy, like true Korean kids. But the kimchi that we buy at the store, yeah, a lot of MSG. So look for the ones with no MSG. Usually Whole Foods has like a very good one. I think it's called Mother-in-Law kimchi. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, and it's vegan, because a lot of the kimchi has the shrimp paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it tastes incredible, even though it's non-traditional. It tastes amazing. And kombucha, like I always, every place I go. But for people that, because I've worked with a lot of people that have been diagnosed with SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and fermented stuff isn't their best friend.
That's true.
So you have to know, like, if you have specific conditions, that might not be the best. So, but the gut reset is a good place to start. So the cleanse and restore is a great place to get the foundation and then get the cleanse done.
And
Thank
one
you.
thing that sorry.
No,
One
but
thing
thank you
that
so much for
I
sharing.
recently heard on a podcast, and I thought it was interesting, that doctor recommending eating at least 30 different vegetables or spices or herbs in a week to get a variety of the good bacteria, but also because you're feeding that bacteria, right? So fiber is prebiotic. It's what feeds your good bacteria. So if you're only taking probiotics but eating just crappy food, you're not feeding that bacteria, and the bacteria is not going to thrive. You still want to eat a lot of fiber that comes from fruits and vegetables. So I thought that was such a simple information that can get us to just gamify it a little and make sure that we are counting how many different items we are consuming. And this could be just spices too.
Yes.
Can I add something to the whole prebiotic and probiotic thing too? So if we have any coffee drinkers out there, raise your hand if you like to drink coffee, right? Okay, so Christina, I mentioned this before. There's a company out there, not affiliated with doTERRA, but I've been using them for 25 years as a coffee alternative. It brews like coffee. They're called Teeccino. It's spelled Teecino. Oh, and Pam is showing something else too. But yeah, she could talk about that later. But I like to use Teeccino because they source the same way that doTERRA does. They rewild. They give back to their communities where they source all of their ingredients from. And they use things like chicory. Chicory is great for digestion. It's got inulin. Inulin is, great for, it's a prebiotic or a probiotic, right? And then it has other things in there that are good for digestion. Ramon seeds, different things, dates, figs, nuts, and it tastes like coffee, very similar. They have different flavors, different varieties. They have dark roasts and lighter roasts. But I like it because it brews like coffee. So it's kind of tricks me, depending on how you brew your coffee in a coffee maker, or you could do a French press, or it works in a mocha pot too. And again, there's no caffeine in them, no sugar. They're gluten free. Again, they're just a great alternative when you want to take a break from coffee. So,
yeah, I've tried it and it's really good.
I love that. But it's all mushroom. It's like a bunch of mushrooms mixed together. Mushrooms are amazing, right?
Yeah, that too. Teeccino has mushroom blends as well, and they use the whole, again, fruiting body of the mushroom, not just slithers. Again, when you talk about sourcing, they're really, really picky. Again, just like doTERRA, about their sourcing and being sustainable to the community.
Yes, but let me tell you, it does not taste like coffee. You can pretend
it's
it
similar.
does.
Yes, it's similar.
Their dark roast is pretty good.
I think the French roast tastes similar. It does. It tastes similar. So
it's pretty decent. There are we were talking about metabolism right back in the beginning of the year, and we shared a little bit about coffee and metabolism. So it has a link as well, but you can't abuse it. So it has a very specific quantity, and it's a very small amount, not what we usually do, especially in the US. We have everything like it's a tub size. Here in Brazil, like you order coffee, it's like this small.
And ideally in the morning too, because then if not, you're messing with your sleep because of the caffeine. And so many people drink coffee late in the afternoon. And then that's another conversation.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the sleep challenge that we're going to be doing together, because we found out just recently that with our Serenity sleep system, you can reverse the clock, your brain age 7 years. So, and this is just the studies have just been done. So yes, we want to sleep. So, but for the last part here, Christina is gonna share about our green cleaning that has everything to do with the microbiome reset. Take it away, Christina.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about detoxing from the inside out, and so green cleaning is definitely part of it, because fragrances are a huge toxin in our world when we're trying to be clean. And on a day-to-day basis, everybody is exposed to at least 60 toxic chemicals in the average American home. And it depends on what you use. If you use a lot of cosmetics, it could be more. If you use a lot of different cleaning sprays and those types of things, it could definitely be a lot more. So why does it matter? It's because they make us sick. So what are we going to do about it? What is the answer? The answer is green cleaning. But we see this green cleaning everywhere. And so an important thing to also note is to not be confused by what's called greenwashing, because a lot of the labels in the store are now starting to change and say that they have essential oils in them, or they are fragrance free or toxin free. But really, you want to look at the label and see what the ingredients are for your benefits. You can try and make them at home, but we all know about the DIY disasters and, you know, uh, these crazy rainbow bath bombs that some people get, and they end up staining the tub and everything. So what you really, there's an even better answer beyond that, which I have great bath bomb recipes. You don't have to use this stuff. I highly recommend not to get these kits in the store, even though they look awesome. You could do it without. You can get products that are free of toxic chemicals, and you can save money while doing it. So the way to do that is with the new Abode line from doTERRA. It's a couple years old. It's my favorite thing ever in the world. I have completely ditched all other products, and Abode is 100% what I use. I actually have my dishwasher going right now with the Abode dishwashing tablet in it, but it's a cleaner, safer product line, and it will not impact our wellness. It has great ingredients, including the Abode essential oil, sustainable ingredients, as well as sustainable packaging and a beautiful signature style. As you can see, this beautiful brown frosted glass packaging if you wish to have that on your countertops. So a free, one of the things that I said is look at the ingredient label, right? You want to make sure that it's free from things like SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, or sodium lauryl sulfate. There's two different types. Phosphates, phthalates, dyes, chlorine, and again, synthetic fragrances. I used to work at a lab, and we used to test for a lot of those ingredients. So it's don't get them. Abode multi-purpose surface cleaner is amazing. I love it because it does come in this tiny little glass bottle, and it tells you on that bottle. So even if you don't have the doTERRA Abode spray bottle, you can use whatever glass spray bottle you may have at home, and it'll tell you how many parts of water to put in with your little concentrate. So you're not buying water, you're buying the concentrate, and not paying for water to be shipped around. It's a fantastic price. You can get it not only in a single pack, but they sell them in, is it 4 or 5 packs too? And here's a great picture of a before and a after using that spray. One of my friends is a very, very trusted customer of this spray. It's one of her favorite products from doTERRA for sure. But yeah, everything natural that you can think of, nothing was working, and look at the beautiful results that this Abode product can bring. There's Teddy, right? With their new products. They got the spray, and it comes with a hand wash too. So you've got dish soap. So when you're doing dishes in your sink, you got the dish soap. You have hand soap and hand wash, which is beautiful. It's not the Abode smell. It's actually the blooming citrus bloom smell, which is wonderful. So get rid of that Bed Bath Beyond, whatever, all, or Bath Body Shop. Don't use it. This is amazingly similar and way better. Also hand
Victoria's
lotion.
Secrets.
Yes, Victoria's Secret. Get rid of those sprays. Get rid of them, because the citrus bloom is on point for hand wash and hand lotion. And I think there's a roller too, maybe sometimes. But anyway, the dish soap I love. You can, again, all these bottles are available on doTERRA.com if you wish, or you can just use your own. There's no need to invest in further packaging, but at least get the product of the soaps and the sprays. And the dishwasher pods are amazing. They use with natural enzymes, and it's gray water safe. this is one of my favorites. When you open up your dishwasher and you get that puff of steam, especially if it's like a fresh load, you really smell that soap smell. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's like that soap smell that smells like the
I
dishwasher
was gonna
pod.
say
But
the brand. I was gonna say the brand, but I'm not going to. You know the blue
don't
one?
do
Toxic.
It's so hard not to. But when you open up the abode of your dishwasher after using this abode pod, it's it's the best
It's
facial
a
you can ever
spa.
get.
It's a spa facial, like you said.
It's a
Yeah, it's
dishwasher
great.
facial.
And it really does clean the dishes. I don't notice any residue left behind. If there is, it's usually something I did wrong with loading the dishwasher, because I'm awesome about doing dishes and chores. Laundry pods, I use them all the time. My little trick is, if you do have a food or something and it comes with a little silica gel packet, don't throw it out. Put it in the laundry pod container, because I think it helps it even more stay fresh and not stick together. I have a little glass container that I put my pods in to try and look cute, even though it's still in a cabinet. But I make sure I put in the silica gels, and it really just helps keep them from, again, not sticking together. But they're amazing. I love the Abode laundry pods. And it's great for those like high efficiency washers. You can still use the pods in those as well. So there's the entire line. And we do have some specials this month we can talk about super quick. The product of the month is Citrus Twist. So that's an amazing one that is not available for sale. And it, as you can see on the bottle, it's got a little twist of citrus, and it's, again, a beautiful, uplifting smell. Um, Really great to help you transition from one season to the next. It smells different from the bottle and the diffuser. It's formulated to be diffused. So if you're looking to give your home a signature scent, then Citrus Twist is definitely one of them. Make sure you get it with your 125 point value loyalty order. This month we have 10% off Try Ease, and Try Ease is a seasonal blend soft gel. It helps support environmental threats, soothes sinus issues, provides respiratory support, and it actually helps provide digestive support and cleansing as well. So I really highly recommend that. It's 10% off this month. And brand new also this month is, for those of you Meta Power lovers out there, raise your hand. We can combine the three favorites into one drink for a powerful punch, or just get all three products for a great price. You get the Meta Power Recharge, the PB Assist, the new formulation of the packet, and the Meta Power Advantage, all at a great price of $150 or 125 PVs. So get on it. And if you have any questions about any of these things, of course, ask Pam, myself, Teddy, or Carla. She's got a link for you guys too.
Yes, and I'm excited about this power pack. This is awesome.
Me too.
We've been talking
Yes, me
about
too.
these electrolytes, and they are amazing. I've tried many electrolytes, and the flavor is off, the aftertaste is off, like what's in it is off. Now this, it tastes so good. I crave it. It tastes so good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Me
So
too.
yeah.
Yeah. Yummy.
Yes, I love. Thank you so much, Christina. This is awesome. And there was an image there of my kids holding the bottles, and I think that's one of the main concerns when you become a mom. You don't want the kids
Yes.
to be exposed to the bad stuff, right? You want them to have the best of the best. So that was one of the first things I learned when I had Addie, was that the number one poisoning call that they get is from kids going into the cleaning products and drinking it, eating it, because it's under the sink usually, right? So they have easy access to it. So you don't have to, do not eat it, but if it happens, you're on the safer side. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your mana and your
You.
knowledge. This is awesome. I'm so excited. And this is the same one that I think Teddy has. So if you're doing the cleanse, even if you're traveling, No excuses. You can do it.
Oh,
So
you dropped one.
yeah, I did, and I put it right back. Take it with you. So I highly encourage you to do it with no excuses. Go ahead, do it. You deserve it. And I'll see you all back here next Monday. And then Carla and I will be on the Brazil one in a little bit. Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye.
Thank you.